The factory that builds itself. In Foshan, China, there is a fully automated production line that builds humanoid robots using other robots. One unit rolls off that line every 30 minutes, 10,000 per year. No human assembly workers required. And that is just the supply side. On the demand side, 1,000 Tesla Optimus robots are already working inside Giga Texas. Figure AI humanoids loaded over 90,000 parts at BMW, producing more than 30,000 cars. Chinese companies shipped over 10,000 humanoid units in 2025 alone, capturing 90% of the global market. This is not a pilot program anymore. This is a structural replacement of human factory labor, and it is accelerating faster than any economist predicted. Today, we are breaking down exactly which robots are replacing which jobs, the economics that make it irreversible, what happens to the workers, and the timeline for when this hits every industry on the planet. The robots that are actually on the factory floor right now. Let me be crystal clear. We are only covering confirmed, currently operational deployments. No trade show demos, no vaporware. Real robots doing real work in real factories. Tesla has 1,000 Optimus Gen 3 units deployed at Giga Texas and Fremont. 22 degrees of freedom per hand. 3 degree of freedom wrists, powered by the AI5 chip. These units handle component delivery, material handling, and integration testing across live automotive lines. Human production lines that built the Model S and Model X are being physically dismantled and converted to support the robotic workforce. Mass production began January 21, 2026. At BMW's Spartanburg plant in South Carolina, Figure 02 humanoids ran 10-hour shifts 5 days a week for 11 months straight. They loaded sheet metal onto welding fixtures within a 5mm tolerance in a 37-second window, over 90,000 parts loaded, more than 30,000 X3 vehicles produced, 1,250 hours of continuous runtime with a target of 0 human interventions per shift. Agility Robotics has Digit deployed at Amazon, GXO Logistics, and Mercado Libre, the first humanoid generating actual commercial revenue in a live warehouse. Over 100,000 totes moved. In China, Ubtech's Walker S2 is deployed at BYD, Geely, FAW Volkswagen, and Foxconn with over $112 million in confirmed orders. The Walker S2 features autonomous battery swapping, enabling true 24/7 continuous industrial operation without human intervention. And Agibot shipped over 5,000 units in 2025, capturing 39% of the global humanoid market. China's total operational industrial robot stock now exceeds 2 million units. The economics. Why this is irreversible. Here is the kicker. The math has permanently flipped. Morgan Stanley calculates that a single humanoid operating at $5 per hour can match the productivity of 2 human workers earning $25 per hour. Over its working life, that generates a net present value of $200,000 per unit. Compare the numbers. The average American manufacturing worker costs an employer $106,691 per year fully burdened. Wages, healthcare, benefits, training, turnover. A German worker runs about $36 per hour. Even in Mexico, the cheapest major manufacturing destination, a fully burdened entry-level operator costs $5.56 per hour. Now look at the robots. A Unitree G1 starts at $5,900. Tesla is targeting under $20,000 for Optimus at scale. A standard $50,000 industrial humanoid with 15% annual maintenance runs a 3-year total cost of ownership of just $72,500. A US worker over that same 3 years costs over $320,000. The payback period in warehouse logistics is under 2 years. In manufacturing, 18 to 36 months. In healthcare support, as little as 3 to 6 months. A $15,000 robot breaks even against a $41 per hour worker in just 3.8 weeks of wages. The jobs being eliminated. Goldman Sachs projects up to 300 million jobs globally exposed to automation. The World Economic Forum identifies 7 core job families employing 80% of the global workforce that face heavy disruption. Oxford Economics says 20% of the entire US workforce is highly vulnerable. Here is where it is hitting first. Automotive assembly. Extreme risk. BMW, BYD, and Mercedes are actively replacing sheet metal loading, parts sequencing, and final assembly. 80% of final assembly tasks are being targeted for full automation. Warehouse picking and packing. 60% of transport and logistics roles are highly vulnerable. Amazon has already deployed over 750,000 robotic systems, cutting order processing times by 25% and increasing storage density by 75%. Electronics assembly. Foxconn slashed 60,000 workers from a single facility. Xiaomi runs a dark factory producing 10 million smartphones per year, one phone per second, 24 hours a day, with 0 human line workers. In Japan, Fanuc has operated lights-out factories since 2001, running completely unsupervised for 30 consecutive days, producing over 6,000 robots and 22,000 CNC machines monthly. Food processing, agriculture, healthcare support, retail stocking, last-mile delivery, every category involving repetitive, physically taxing work in structured environments is on the target list. The Chinese automation surge. What shocked the whole industry is the scale of China's dominance. In 2025, China produced 773,000 industrial robots, a 28% increase year over year. China accounts for over 54% of all industrial robot installations worldwide. In the humanoid sector specifically, Chinese companies captured roughly 90% of global shipments. The top 3 humanoid shippers globally are all Chinese: Unitree at 5,500 units, Agibot at over 5,000, and Ubtech in the thousands, with plans to scale massively through 2026. Under the Made in China 2025 initiative and the 14th Five-Year Robotics Plan, Beijing has weaponized state subsidies and tax incentives to double robot density in manufacturing. In February 2026, China released its first national standard system for humanoid robotics, standardizing brain computing, hardware components, and safety protocols across the entire industry. China controls 26% of the global actuator market versus 5% for the US, and dominates 60% of critical minerals and rare earths required to build these machines. The Foshan line we opened with? That is China's strategy in a single image, using robots to build robots at a pace no Western manufacturer can match. The AI brain. What makes them actually work? The hardware has existed for years. What makes 2026 the inflection point is the software. These robots are not running pre-programmed loops anymore. They are thinking. Vision language action models merge computer vision, natural language, and physical actuation into a single neural network. A factory manager can say sort the defective aluminum parts and place them in the red bin, and the robot identifies the parts visually, understands the language, and physically executes the task without a single line of new code. Large behavior models pioneered by Google DeepMind and Toyota Research let robots like Atlas predict action chunks, 16 time steps of coordinated movement over 1.6 seconds, enabling whole-body coordination with autonomous recovery from drops and obstacles. And through fleet learning, when one robot encounters an edge case and solves it, that neural update gets pushed over the air to every robot in the global fleet. The system gets exponentially smarter with every unit deployed. What happens to the workers? Now, I am not selling you anything. I analyze the engineering so you can decide, and the human cost of this transition demands your attention. Here is what makes this different from every previous automation wave. In the 80s, displaced auto workers moved to the service sector. In the 2000s, offshored manufacturing workers moved to logistics. But humanoids are general purpose, designed to operate in spaces built for humans. If a factory worker loses their job, that same robot model can follow them to the warehouse, the hospital, and the retail store. The traditional safe havens for physical labor are exactly the industries being targeted next. Workers at Hyundai in South Korea are protesting Boston Dynamics Atlas integration, saying it will bring a huge employment shock. US unions warn that physical AI is a separate mountain to climb compared to software. Amazon pledged $700 million to retrain 100,000 workers, but US workforce development sits at just 0.1% of GDP. Over 30% of workers already feel intense pressure to adopt AI or risk being permanently left behind. Elon Musk's answer is universal high income. arguing that robotic labor will create radical abundance, making goods and services universally accessible. The real crisis, he says, will not be material scarcity. It will be finding meaning and purpose in a world where human labor is optional. The timeline. What comes next? 2026 to 2027. Tesla scales external Optimus sales. Figure AI expands from BMW Spartanburg to Plant Leipzig in Germany. The first humanoid deployment in European automotive production. China's Foshan line pumps 10,000 units per year. UB Tech and Agibot aggressively scale their early lead. 2028 to 2030. Boston Dynamics Atlas deploys at scale in Hyundai's Savannah, Georgia plant. Chinese humanoid prices break below $15,000. Manufacturing costs in high-income countries drop from $200,000 to $150,000. McKinsey and Goldman project 300 to 800 million jobs disrupted globally. 20% of the U.S. workforce faces severe vulnerability. By 2035, Goldman Sachs projects the humanoid market at $38 billion. Morgan Stanley projects $5 trillion by 2050 with over 1 billion humanoids in operation. And the foundational strategy of global trade, offshoring to low-wage countries, effectively vanishes. Corporations nearshore fully automated factories in their home countries, permanently altering global supply chains.